Okay, good evening, everyone. This is day five of web development training, and with me is Peter and Anjorin. So very soon Thompson is gonna join, and then we're gonna continue on the CSS grid. And I know Peter is giving an assignment. Sheriff, you've missed two classes, so I want you to give me some explanation of what you've done. You make sure you show it to me. You have to show it to me. You are not to say it. You show it to me. You share your screen. You expand. What do you call it? You expatiate on what you've done so far and the assignment I gave you guys. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sheriff. Hello, Sheriff. Are you there? Hi, Thompson. Welcome. How are you doing?
Sir.
Okay, that's good. So, Sharif, if your network is not good, then I think Peter needs to start. So, Peter, please can you share your screen and let me see what you've done so far in your assignment? Thank you.
Okay, good evening, sir. You gave us assignment on CSS grid, so I'll share my screen right now.
Hello, good evening. No, okay.
Yeah, Sharif, we lost your connection most likely.
Yes, due to the network.
Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, if you want to talk, so speak up. Peter, just hold on a while. Just let him speak.
Peter, continue. Let Peter continue for now because I have
Okay,
to connect my laptop. Yeah.
okay, that's good. Okay, then Peter, continue.
Okay, good evening, sir. So you gave us assignment on CSS grid. Okay, so let me share my screen. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I can see your screen.
So this was what we did in class on Wednesday. So let me show this my code and let me show my CSS. This is my CSS. Now, okay, this is what we did in class. So I just thought about it that there could be modifications to these things. Like, okay, let me show this part of my so I did this, and this is my CSS. Now let me explain from the last class. This is what we did in the last class. This is how it looked like. Now when we see, okay, we have the div class, which is the parent class, to be a grid container. So we listed our item one to be the header, item two to be the menu, three main, four right, five footer. Now this is just the HTML, so that when we run this without the CSS, we won't get our desired result. So let's just look at the CSS. Now this CSS I called on the grid container. Let's not focus on number 1 to 5 yet. Now making sure that this display should be grid. Good. Now this are we well, let's look at our number 10, the line number 10. We'll see that everything is named header. When I now checked this my CSS well, when I looked at it very well, I noticed that the okay, let me should I call it, no, don't let me call it a table. I will say that it has 5 columns and 3 rows. 5 columns and 3 rows. So our number 10 says that like every column, header should be there. I will explain that when I show my modification. I will explain that. Then when you look at line 11, it says that many should start, and we should have four we should have 3 spaces for main, then 2 spaces for right. Then when we now look at the third row, it says that many should start again. Then we should now look at four. No, the rest will be footer. So now when we run this is what we got, like the head. So let's just assume we section this such that we have 5 columns and 3 rows. I hope we all understand. 5 columns and 3 rows, meaning that the first row, header should take everything. But now the second row, menu should be the first, then three columns, main should take it, then the rest column right should take it. So I just thought about this. Then I said, okay, I can modify mine too. So that's where I came about this my second this thing. So that when you now run it, you will see that it's different from the first this thing. We have that the header did not fill everything. Now let me show my CSS. This my CSS, such that I now modified it. I said, okay, this my second assignment. Let menu start. When we look at number 10, let menu start. That let menu be on the first column, and let header take 4 columns. Do you understand? And the last, let there be footer. That's what I did. Then I said on the line 11, I said on my second column, let menu take the first row. Let the rest be main and footer. So this is how I modified my code, such that when I now run it, I have this. But now the colors, I had to use an inline CSS, so that when you look at line 9, you see div class item 1. Now this is the inline style, the inline CSS. I use the style. I said let the color be violet, let the background color be green. So when you look at item 1, which is the header, you see that we have a background color of green. Then the thing is written in a violet color. The header is written in a violet color. That's what I did. So that's the second assignment. Then my third assignment was this my third assignment was a different entirely. Now okay, let me run it. This is what I got for my third grid assignment. So I just modified it that I use div that, okay, let the div class be, let the parent div be a grid container. Then we'll have the header, we'll have the second, which is the middle box. Now this, I'm considering it to be, when we look at it, it will be a 3 row, 4 column. No, a 3 column, 4 rows. So now let's look at our CSS, how it came that way. So this my CSS. Now, instead of using grid template area as I used in the first one, this one I use the grid template columns, such that I made everything to be auto. When we look at line 3, you see that everything is auto, meaning that give me 3 columns. Now, if I add another auto to this line 3, maybe I type another auto, that means I will have 4 columns. But now I want a 3 column, so that's why I have auto. I told the parent div that have a background color of yellow, then let the padding be 10 pixels. So now when we look at this code, it's different from the other one because I named every class grid item. When we look at it, it was not like the other one where I named when I have item 1, item 2, item 3, then I call them differently. No, I name them the same and I call them at the same time, so that when we look at it, I call them at the same time. I said let my background color be purple and let it have a border whereby it will be 3 pixels solid. My font size should be 50 pixels, and my text, it should be at the center. So when I run it, this is what I got. So my assignment, there was a modification I did in my assignment 2. This assignment, okay, when I run it, when I first ran this code, my menu was up. It was up with the header. They were on the same line. So it got me confused. I said, okay, what do I need to do? I just played with my code again. Then when you look at my code, you see that I had 2 breaks in it. So the 2 breaks brought the footer down. Same with my I'm coming. Let me run it. Same with my footer. My footer and my menu. This is my menu. This is my menu on line 10. I added break to it because on my code, it was on the same line with the header and with the footer. So I added. That's just what I did, sir. I'm done, sir.
Okay, over to you,
Please, can you
Sheriff.
stop making noise? Please, I want to sleep. It's night. I'm in the bedroom. Please. I went to work in the morning. If I'm not mistaken, the time is like past 9 already. And now someone wants to sleep. Is it a crime? You said you are doing it first when I came. Okay, okay. You think we'll do better after 9.
Sheriff, please, can you start? Thank you. Thompson, can you start? Thank you. Sheriff, can you please start presenting? Okay, Sheriff, please, can you share? Can you share your screen? Let us see what you've done.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sheriff just called me now. So I said he said his laptop is off and he's having a very bad network. He said, but he'll still join and present, sir.
Okay, no problem. I've not seen, I have to wait for some while to see he's going to join. What about with Thompson? Thompson, are you there? Okay, no problem. So if Thompson can't see anything, that shows he said his rain is falling, that he cannot do one or two things. So I'm going to share my screen. So thank you so much for the present. Shows you are following. You share it. His network is faulty. Think he needs to work on it. So let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what I'm going to start with today, I'll give it index5.html. Right? So this index 5. So I'll just call it website development training. So now, so what am I going to do? We want to work on the continuation of CSS grid. So I'll just create it an header and I'll give it continuation of.
Hello, sir.
Yep. Thompson, that's your voice. So what are you saying?
Yeah, so that what's it called? That's yes, I told you that I'm gonna get it. The thing was giving me a serious issue, so I didn't get it. So what I did was, since I didn't get, after reading, I even have some videos here that I downloaded all up to 8.
What I
I
said,
was not still getting
what
it.
I said in the
So
last
and I was
class.
waiting.
Thompson, can you listen to me? What I said in the last class is, can you talk with Peter?
Yeah,
Peter understands it. So I was expecting you to book a section with Peter. And I said that in the last class. So if you can't book a section with Peter, we book a section with you.
yeah. What I told Peter, Peter told me that he told me where he went to, where he studied his own. So I went there. I saw something, but it was not clear. Even I went to, what's it called? I went online on YouTube.
Okay.
I downloaded some video. I have it on my phone,
No,
on my laptop,
no.
so if
Now
I can
don't
show
worry.
you.
No, don't worry.
So because I'm unable to do it, so
Okay, no problem. Now, what about the other assignments? What's JavaScript? Just read about it. Can you talk about that now?
hello, sir.
Have you done that assignment? What's JavaScript? The CSS selectors, have you done those assignments?
No, I didn't go over.
Can you see?
Yeah, I think I went through CSS later a little, but I was just struggling
Can
on
you see
this
something?
CSS
No.
grid.
Don't worry. Don't rush. Now, if you know about CSS selector, can you talk about it? Let me hear. Okay, can you speak it out?
Sir?
You said you read about CSS selector a little. So what did you know? Can you say it out? Let me know.
Yeah, I said I read it a little, but I was
What you
just
read,
working on this
can you,
grid, this CSS grid.
what you read, can you say it out?
You said?
What you read, can you tell me? Let me gain from it. Tell me.
Yes, I know. I had some video that I watched. They say it's just like similar to Flexbox. That was why
It's okay.
I
It's
asked you
okay.
that day
It's
if
okay.
it's the same thing with
It's okay.
Display Flex.
Thompson. It's okay. That shows you are not going
Hello?
according to the class. Don't worry, I'll book a section with you apart from this training so that you can have a full understanding of everything we've done at the assignment. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So no problem. So
Yes, that's fine.
okay,
But just that my network is bad. Even this one you are doing now, I'm not seeing it.
no problem. We'll book a section together. We'll solve everything. Is that okay? Hello, Thompson. Is it there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now. So on Wednesday by 5 p.m. we'll book a section. So
Okay. Should I book the section myself?
yes, I'll be expecting your link. So can I continue now?
Okay. When should I book? When
That'll
should
be
I book it? Sorry, sir.
that'll be
Is it
5 p.m.
tomorrow?
Wednesday. Wednesday 5 p.m. Wednesday 5 p.m. Wednesday 5 p.m. Wednesday 5 p.m.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
sir.
Yeah, so now I'm going to share my screen. So now make use of the header, then after the header, and I make use of what we call the section, right? So with this section, now I want to um, introduce another section part of the CSS grid. But before I do that, take note of this. For any the remaining section and the remaining part of the grids. So how it is going to be done? So what will I do? Then so I'll go back. Remember where I started from? That's where I expected you to start from, Thompson. That's what the W3 school. You see, W3 school is there for you to learn and to pick whatever you want to do. And this I dropped the link. So you can just search for it, CSS grid, right? So can you see it? CSS grid layout, CSS grid layout container. So I started what the intro of what the grid. So you can read through it. This is what I part of what I explained. That was in the last class. The grid items, right? The container, right? So next is we move on to what there's two kinds of display. So once you use your parents container, so you know what column is. You know when you sit down on the table, now you have three tables, and in that three tables, there are three seats. So in that three seats, when you sit down, right, on a straight line, and each hand is touching each hand with a three people, that shows that what that's a row. Are you with me? Now, at the front of the three people at their front, if you count what is the three people in their front, looking at them from the front, you see that that's what we call a column. So a column starts from one to a row is what on a straight row. So if you look at that, now these are the three people that are seated. One, two, three. When they stretch their hand, this can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So when they
Yes,
stretch
sir.
their hand, these are rows. These are rows. When they stretch my hands, these are rows. Now, when you look at your front, these are what columns. These are what columns. So these are part of what we do. Now, the other one is this the what they call what's the horizontal line of the grid items are rows. Now, these are the rows. Now we can have a lot of rows as we want, and we can have what a lot of columns as we want. So now looking at that, we did grid graph. That was last week. When we were expanding it, we did grid gap. Okay, the grid gap, these are the grid gap, right? So there's what we call the column gap. So these are each column, they have their gap. These are each row, they have their gap. So this is the row gap. Can you see? These are what? Column gap. So now we are going to move into when are we using the column gap? When are we using the row gap? So when you build your website and you see that, oh, I want to create another section. So what we use? The column gap. So that's part of why we sometimes we use the words. When you use gap, sometimes that's why we use the row gap and the column gap separately. Now, when you use gap, so the first one you are picking up is your what? Your row. Then the next one is your what? Your column. So you can try it yourself and say, okay, how am I knowing that this is a row? Then this is what? A column. This is just a gap. Now take note of this. When I take this and I put 200, can you see the row? Sorry, can you see the row? Can you see the row?
Yes, sir.
These are what? The row. Now take note of the column. So the first one is the row, while the second one is what? The column. Now, I can just pack it up. Now, we pack it up. Now, after 9, we have 10. After 10, we have 11. After 11, we have 12. So we run it. Can you see? So
Yes, sir.
I can add to it. So from that 12, we have 13, 14, 15, right? So now you're looking for you want to make a row gap. Take note of these edges. The edges here, can you see? There is no space at all. What about the down edges too? There is no space at all. But between them, there are what? Spaces. Between them, their spaces. So I'm going to implement this. So, and I want you to just watch it as I'm going to implement it. Thank you. So,
So I have a question. Oh, don't even know. Maybe they're hearing me. Peter, are
I
you
can
hearing
hear
me?
you, can hear you, can hear you.
Okay, okay.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. We can't hear you, sir.
Hello, sir. We can't hear you.
I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you.
Okay, sir.
So now,
Sherry says he has a question, sir.
okay, Sheriff. Ah, your network is clear now.
No,
That's fantastic. So, what's your question?
based on your output, I wanted to ask for the first line of the row. That's for the 1, 2, 3. You said something about the gap. That's the one at the top and the bottom. So what if you want to bring those 1, 2, 3, like you want to bring it down, and there has to be like a right top at the top of it? That's the question.
Okay. Now I'm going to assume I don't have a perfect understanding of the of your question, but I'll try and implement it in another form. So I want to put a word between, looking at the screen, right? Between what, this part, right, and this part, right? Do you want to be a space between here, or between this gap? Sharif, I need to understand your question.
What I say is for those 1, 2, 3, the boxes. Let's just assume they are image in those boxes. Let's just take those 1, 2, 3 as an image. I'm
Okay.
just assuming. So I now want to write like the text team at the heading of that line. Then 1, 2, 3 should like come down. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Like inside up. That's just what
So
I'm trying
okay,
to.
I'm going to implement that when I. So this is your items. Sharif just gave me an assignment to do. So what will I do? I can use what's the paragraph, right? I can say the desktop team, right? So I'm going to open it. Open with live server. It's coming up. So this is the desktop team. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you see? It has to shift on its own. Now,
Oh,
yes. So how will I do that? I want it to be what on a separate way, a separate line, and everything should be what accurate. So this is a div, the parent div taking each is our own action. So I will save it. And once I save it, I go back there. Can you see the text texting? So I'll move it down to this place. So how will I move it? Programmers, you can do inline test, inline style. Is that also style, right? Test align, move it to the center.
very.
Is that okay?
Sir, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So now, so with this, so I'm trying to explain the what the gap, the 200 pixels, and the what the 100 pixels, right? Now, and the grid template column. So take note of this. The template column auto means I want you to give the same sizes to each boxes. Like now, I want it to be 4. Now, that's grid template column. So for each column, can you see? This is a column, this is a column, this is a column, this is a column. Are you with me? So for each column, I want it to what? To increase. Now, so with this, we have another part. So I added this to what 16 and I save it. So that's another section. This one, two, three. So that's the usefulness of what? The row gap. Now, what about the column gap? So the column gap too is useful by turning into what? Let me say 400. Now take note of the space. Can you see? Now we want to ask a question. What makes these boxes reduce in size? Who wants to answer me? No answer yet.
Hello, sir.
Yes?
Your question is how what made the boxes reduce in size?
Yes.
I think it's is the since you reduce the row gap and enlarge the column gap, the box will have to reduce.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We have to reduce. Okay, no problem. That's good. The boss we have to reduce. Thank you so much. That's nice. Peter, is that you?
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you. So now, since we have gap, this one takes the row, this one takes the column. So with this, I think we have an understanding of the column gap and the row gap now. Is that also in today's training?
Yes, sir.
So the column gap and the row gap. So I'm going
Hello,
to,
sir. Can I come in?
yes, please.
I was thinking maybe the reason why those boxes were reduced might be due to responsive design.
Mhm.
The
Now take note of this grid template columns. I will work on this. We're going to work on this in the next class on Wednesday. Grid template column. So this thing is very wide. So I want you to just create now, replace these images. Can you see? Replace all these numbers with images. That's the task I'm giving you for next class. I want you to display for next class. Replace them with images, right? And like now, see this, we have 101.jpg, right? I can just pick it like this, right? So we have img, right? Then full stop slash 101.jpg, right? So I'll copy it. So can you see it? So I'll go there. Now the images, can you see how the images have caused a lot of overlapped? So there's what called overlap. So I need you to do your research. This is the task I'm giving you. Do your research. This a little bit of adjustment that you need to do. Why is it what's being overlap on each other? And if you take note of the number, can you see 5, 9, 13? Right? So now do your research. Let me know what is wrong with this code. I'm going to copy the code. I'll send it to the group so that the next class will continue.
Sir, sir,
What do you say?
sir, I have a question, sir.
Okay. What's the question?
Please go back to your code, sir. Your HTML.
Okay, my HTML code. Okay. HTML code. Okay.
Sir. What? Okay, sir. This column and row gap.
Okay.
Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I'm with you.
This column gap and the row gap.
Yeah.
Like what I want to ask is padding too. Like when you increase the padding, it will make those boxes smaller also. So I just want to know the difference. Like now, this padding here is 10 pixel. Like now, if you make it bigger, maybe like 50 pixel, it will change the size of those boxes also. So I just want to know what's the difference between the row gap, the row column gap, and the padding.
Okay, now this is the padding, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm going
sir.
to reduce it to 1 pixels. Now take note of this. So padding is, they call it, use the four, this with the 4 edges. So that's the top. Can you see that these numbers are now touching what?
Okay, yes, sir.
Thank you. So now when I increase it to 20, can you see?
Okay, yes, sir.
But take note of this. This is being shifted out. So I need to do your own to
So,
why is this?
a quick question. So, why did the boxes change from 1 to 4 and not 1 to 3?
Wow, I added something.
No, that was the auto. He
Green temp,
added the auto.
yes, green templates column for the auto. Peter is following. So now
Okay.
once I release it to
Okay,
2,
I
please
understand.
take note of this. I'm going to do it to 2. Now, please ask questions, please. Can you see? Can you see it's not going
Okay.
out?
Yes.
So please make your research. Let me know why it's like that. And come and teach me on Wednesday. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much for attending to this class. And on Wednesday, I'm going to have that section with Thompson. If you are free by 5 p.m., please join. I need to gain from you guys. So is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks. And you guys have a great day.
Okay,
Bye.
sir.
Yeah.